Oh, hello and welcome back, or thank you so much for clicking my video for the very first time. My name's Kip and I play chess. Today what we're going to do is we're going to go up the time control ladder. We're going to do a 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 3 minute with increment, and we're going to go up the time control ladder and see how I fare in each different time control. And so what we're going to do here is my custom setup. Never mind. Okay, so I already made a mistake out of the opening, but we're going to try and transition into something that I somewhat recognize. So I think we're going to just bring this bishop out with check. If the bishop comes, we trade it off. My knight is coming over here to land on this beautiful, beautiful square. So I think we're going to go for that. If the queen gets attacked, I step back. If the knight goes here, I step forward. And then he'll probably take the bishop. I'm not sure what to do, so we're going to step back this way. And I would like to castle opposite, but I just don't think that it's really feasible in this position. So we're going to attack this guy. He can jump in here. He can take the bishop. He takes the bishop. I like that. I think I'm going to put my knight over here, just because stuff with this bishop seems a little bit scary. We're going to take this way towards the center. Then we're going to replace that knight over here. We're going to pre-move this. If he decides to take, we'll put my knight in the position. And if he doesn't take, we're going to go over here. This knight defends like some squares in this position. And we're going to take this. And then we go here. We're kind of forcing him to make that trade. And so then we put my queen to a nice little active square. My knight is kind of stupid over here, so maybe we just take. With 16 seconds, I just don't think he's got what it takes to be able to flag me in this position. We're attacking this pawn. We're going to take this pawn. We will then go back here and threaten this pawn. We're going to take here. We're going to bring the king. He can come in, but we're going to go for this. Okay, we're going to take. And what are we trying to accomplish here? I think we go here. So we lock down the knight to protecting that. We go here and attack this pawn. We take it. We step over. 7 seconds against 5. It's really about a matter of flagging. The knight was hanging. We step in here and hang the knight. It is what it is. There's a fork. We attack the knight. We step forward. We attack the king with check. We get the knight. He can't take this pawn or the other pawn runs. And actually, I think I'm in a completely winning position now, because these pawns are kind of solidified, and his king can come here, but he can't take this pawn, or this pawn runs, and I'm pretty quick to just grab this. So he would essentially have to make all of these moves and promote one of these pawns. But you're not going to be able to do that before I do this, or just simply push this one. So game number 1, successful. Definitely made a blunder, but when you both have less than 10 seconds, it doesn't really matter. So now we're going to hop right on into a 2-minute +1, where flagging is no longer... It is definitely still an option, but it's not as big of an option. So we're going to just go for the 4-move checkmate. Boom, boom, boom. Unfortunately, the opponent saw it, so we're going to just put the queen back. So we're 1 step behind in development, but you know what? We almost got the 4-move checkmate. We're going to do this so when my bishop gets attacked, I have a place to go. We're going to then attack this knight. We can take it and ruin the pawn structure. We're going to scoop my queen up because I'm not sure which way we want to castle. If he goes this way, maybe I go this way. Although he has this, and that's a pretty easy avenue of attack. So we're going to castle this way. He's got a beautiful bishop on this diagonal. My bishop's not doing a whole lot. So we're going to take this. We're going to step over here. We're attacking this. He'll push forward. I think we're going to try and bust open the center. And if he does, I might go with the knight, actually. Keep my little integrity of my pawn structure. He puts a rook on the open file. I will put a rook on the open file. I might take this, go here, jump in with the bishop. He takes, I hit, and we hit him with this fork at the end of all of it. Let's do that. What am I talking about? This first. There's no fork at the end of this. I kind of thought he was going to take with something else. We take this. We jump in. We are attacking the bishop. He can take this. We'll take right back. So I think we're still going to take this. We're going to trade off the rook. Put my rook to the open file. Get active with the queen and attack a pawn. Oh my goodness, we haven't spent any time at all. We're in an endgame, ladies and gentlemen. Why were we playing so fast? Probably a really weak move, but I'm going to try and bring my king to like defend these pawns. It's a completely equal position. I don't know what I was talking fast, so I was playing fast. So if our opponent just goes ahead and takes a minute to think about what's going on. But this is a completely even position. But we're going to take a little gander at his profile, and we can see that he's just like, I think, slightly lower than us in all the things. I can't move my queen up or this hangs. So I think we're just going to take We don't really want him going here. Was that a weak move? I think we're all right. But somehow he's the one attacking. So we're going to go here. Then we're going to push this pawn. This pawn being attacked by the queen is kind of a problem. I might step my queen forward. What's going on here? If I take, he takes, I take, he takes with check. I step forward. I think we're going to do it. There's a chance that he trades the queen. And then if he takes with the rook, now this pawn is a permanent weakness. So he's going to have to do just a terrific job at defending this. I don't think that I need to take that. I'm just going to take this pawn first. Now his king is slightly boxed out of the position, and he's going to want to stay defending this pawn. While he's trying to do that, I'm going to lock down the position. The light squares are locked on the light squares, and then the dark squares are locked on the dark squares because of his pieces. And then I just simply have a 2-on-1 here. And the way that we're going to win this is we're going to keep all of this the same, and we're going to go boom, boom, boom. And then he has the option of take or push. And whatever he does, something is getting passed. We just played a 2-minute game of chess, and I spent 38 seconds. So, of course, I got some increment, but I think that I played too fast. Too fast. I should have been looking for something. I hardly spent any time on that game at all. So now we're in a 3-minute. This dude is optimistic. I am pessimistic about our opponent being able to win this position. So I think I have to bring the knight out. We kind of hope that trade happens. We bring the bishop before we push this pawn. We now do push the pawn. If the capture comes, we're going to do this. Just because I don't want to lose my light square bishop for no reason. We push this forward, hoping that the pawn comes forward. I scoot back and I go for this pawn break. I'm going to castle. This pawn push would maybe make sense. Was this just hanging? Could I have just taken that? So we're going to bring the knight. Okay. We're going to take like this. Unfortunately, this is more defensive. This would have been more offensive, like going like this and going on this diagonal. It's hard for me to say which one was correct. But I think we're just going to confront this knight. If he doesn't take it, we got two things attacking it. So essentially he has to take it, and then our bishop gets to this diagonal. And so we have exactly the same amount of time. Essentially he has to play this move. We've got two things attacking this pawn, and then we would have a nice little queen trade in the center of the board where my bishop would come back here and be doing the job of attacking. So it was defensive for a little bit. I'm fairly certain I can take this. This is also hanging. That's actually a little bit of a problem in the position. Because I can't step over and I can't push. If I push, he gets the rook. If I scoot over, he also gets the rook. So maybe I take. And then he takes. We're not going to do a huge amount of calculation, but I hope that he takes with the queen. Yes, because now he's going to get this pawn. Okay, so he attacks this. We're doing this to defend this square. So he's going to get this. But I can slide over here with my rook. If we trade the rooks, I'm on a defended square. And then these guys are doing well. He has a 2-on-1 on this side of the board, and I have a 4-on-3. These are the easier pawns to push and pass than mine. And so I think we're going to just go into this. Here. He can come back and attack, but I jump in if he takes. Not sure what to do. He's going to just push. He could just go here. And I actually don't have a great way to stop this 2-on-1. My king is actually pretty far. So take here, here, here. Probably he'll take. I'll come through. And it's defended quite well. If I take, he takes back with this pawn. I bring my king. He pushes. I bring my king. He pushes. I bring my king. I think we're going to go for this. Same colored dudes. And we're going to try and come like this, avoiding all these checks. I hope that I calculated that reasonably. We go here. He pushes. I take. He has to take. So we're going to go here. He pushes. I take. Ooh, he pushes. And then he makes a queen. I'm lost. I'm completely lost. Please make a blunder, bro. We hold it down like this. I think that was a blunder, actually. Here. Then he pushes. So we're going to lock it down. And I'm too far away. My king cannot even, like, get into the position. So here, here, here. Will that work? Here, here. I touch the bishop. The bishop's got to go back. I then... Okay, we're touching this. We're making progress. We push. 20 seconds. I am blundering. We want to go like this. We want to go like this. That was so stupid. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Bro. I need to be able to just do this on command every time. And I promise you, sometimes I screw this up. No, I messed up. Okay. The truth is, my heart is pounding. In this endgame, right here, what was he supposed to do? Let's just check this with the computer. I feel like almost guaranteed he's winning. It's a draw. No, he is slightly winning. He pushes. I push. This would lock me out from being able to trade the bishops. You bring the king. I come in. Yeah, he's still winning because he just brings the king essentially. And I have no passed pawn, and I'm not making one anytime soon. And even if I do, his bishop is defending and helping to promote. So I am just kind of lost in this position. But you know what I mean? Never despair. Then this idea, it ruins my pawn structure, but it blocks his king out. Same structure as the other game. Pawns on dark squares. My pawns attack the white squares, and the king cannot make forward advancements. And so this I'm just winning because I don't actually have to deal with anything over here. We take, take, take. I'm making this queen, and I'm just trying to sacrifice for this. So the reason that I did that was I'm just covering the back rank like this. There was probably a better way to do it. Maybe I should have just gone here and automatically taken it no matter what, because I know I'm coming in, I'm grabbing this, I'm moving out of the way, I'm making a new queen, and I'm going to checkmate in under 3 seconds. So that was very hectic in the endgame. Guaranteed there were some inaccuracies in that, but we're going to do 3 plus 2. And we are going into the Carl Khan. Exchange variation, advanced variation, alien gambit variation. If he takes, I'm not sure what to do here. So we're just going to take. Literally don't know what to do. And then we're going to bring the knight like this. Boom, boom. Just replace the knight. I'm confused on this side of the board. So we jump forward. We attack the bishop. The bishop scoots back. Then we at least have this square for our bishop. He gave that up. I'm okay with pushing 1 square. He could pin my knight to my queen, but we're not super, super worried about it. My bishop gets attacked. We take a little step back. We're stopping this. A pawn push would maybe make sense. We jump forward with the bishop. He castles. Now, I'm going to castle opposite. I'm not sure that it's a great idea because look at all these pieces he kind of has on my king side. So I'm going to do it, but I'm not actually convinced it's a great idea. So I might lose this game because of this. But we are going to go for it, and he also has pretty simple ideas of how he's going to just jump into the position. So, like, he can just immediately play h4. And, I mean, I can just play this. But when he arrives here, he's got two things defending it. I don't have a great way to deal with that. And pushing this opens this sacrifice, which would remove the defender of this if my queen is ever to try and attack. So that's what he's thinking about. These are the moves. This is the move. Just do this. Even bring a rook over here. The only thing I've got going for me is his pieces are in front of his pawns. But I think he's going to have the tempo. So even if I launch, he can just push. And then I'm going to have to launch. And then he can just push again. And like if I take, he scoots over and hides behind my pawn. So I think his attack is probably better than mine. But I've got a 40-minute time advantage. And we're going to check this guy's profile. He's terrible at bullet. He's from Ethiopia. And yeah, we got a 1-minute time advantage. And that greatly favors attacking and defending are harder than same side castling, just like make a move. And so he's taking a little while. So this is your cue. Yeah, I saw that this was the best move all along. But what do you think about this? I'm always afraid to play a move like h5 because it looks weird and now nothing is defending this pawn. But you can't very well take it, and now you can't sacrifice over here. So that's why I'm doing this. It gets rid of this sacrifice idea, and it still does a pretty good job of holding off on the position. Now there's only one thing attacking this, so I could jump forward and take. Because he wants to do this. He wants to do this. But if he does, I think I can just take. So we're launching pawns on the side of the board, bro. If you throw poop at my house, I will throw poop right back at your house. If he takes here, I'm actually okay with it. I can also just trade this, but we're going to push this pawn. We have the 1-minute time advantage. If he takes, yes, this pawn is undefended, right? And he can like come up with great ways to attack it. But now my king has a little bit of breathing room. Sacrifice, take. What about I bring my queen here, sacrifice, take, and then I'm in with the passed pawn. Let's just go for an uncalculated sacrifice. And this is defended. This is not defended. Stepping forward with my king is very sus. That is a very sus decision. I don't want to defend with my queen, but we're going to just do it. The sacrificing idea just fell off the board. He can step forward and attack my pawn yet again. And then am I really forced to defend with my king? Pinning my king? Getting ready for this? No, he couldn't come forward. I'll take it. Okay, so I think we're going to be all right. He can't come forward. I'll take it. He's going for this. He's got 50 seconds. I've still got this 1-minute time advantage. This still seems like a fun idea. We're just going to push. Take. Push again. If you push, I push again. That was my rook. Oh, dear Lord. We are in a situation. We're taking a pawn over here. If he wants to save the bishop, he can. If he doesn't want to save the bishop, I might push, bro. And you cannot get behind me, and you cannot stop it, and I'll make a queen. So he had to do that. Wait a minute. Nope, not gonna work. We are gonna take this bishop back. He's up in exchange and a pawn. But I have a nice attack. And this knight is getting ready to jump into the middle. Knight to the middle. We take here. If he takes with a pawn, I get in. Here. I think this is a good idea. He takes with the pawn. I get in. He steps over. I hit him with another check. I've got a dark square bishop. The king is on a dark square. If he takes... Wait a minute. I calculated a fork here with that knight that I just gave up. But we get the queen like this. Sometimes you don't got to be good at chess to just get lucky. So the pin is queened. The pin is queened. The queen is pinned. There's not a lot he can do. And I'm also taking back with check. And it's a dismal, dismal situation. So the game ends. I still have 1 minute on the clock. What did I calculate here? I calculated take with the knight, takes back, and then wait. Take with the knight, take with the queen, and then I fork. That is literally what I calculated. The knight jumps in, you take the knight, then the knight that doesn't exist anymore jumps back and forks those two pieces. That didn't make any sense, but I got so lucky that this did exist. So if he did take back with the pawn, then I jump in with check. He's probably having to jump forward. I hit him with another check. He probably comes over here. I hit him with another check. He could probably just hide back here and he'd be all right actually on a light square. So he'd go for a little king run, but I'd probably get the best of him in that situation. Let's look further back. Let's look farther back. I'm going to be completely transparent with you here. And so I guess this structure works. Push h5. Don't push h6 because it just gets sacrificed. Did not even consider this, to be honest with you. Didn't calculate this at all. I just was like, I was looking at this. I wasn't looking at you're taking my my rook. So he takes the rook. We take. He had to take back or that was going to be hard and maybe impossible to stop. And let's see how the position is. Is his king all that weak? We're just going to look at this for a brief second just to see the position. So he's got a +1 advantage. You can't see it, but it's +1, 1. And now it's all the way down to 1. And I'm supposed to go for the pawn break in the middle. So it is what it is. Let's hop right on into a 5-minute game. What are we doing so far? Did I win every game so far in a row? So I'm absolutely bound to lose. But this guy is rated 1700, so we're just going to hop right in. I don't want to play the Alien Gambit in a 5-minute game. And so that's a free pawn, but I think that it comes at the extent of this check. So I think that I bring my knight. And if you take, I come in. If you hit me with this check, I defend with this knight. I think this is what I play. We're worried about this check, but now it's not going to check on this 5th rank. If I step back this way, he steps back, and then there's ideas such as this that might be hard to deal with. I'd probably just push the pawn, I guess. So let's do this. I can step back kind of with a tempo winning move. We then potentially develop this other knight. I do have 1 step ahead in development. He's attacking my pawn. I think that I just jump forward and pin that knight. And I have a 40-second time disadvantage already, bro. What am I even doing? We're going to step back. Probably that this happens. We step back. This is getting attacked too many times. We're pushing a pawn forward to defend it. And if he castles right now, then we'll have a good game of chess because I'm just going to launch h4. That is like my favorite thing to do. Okay, so this is pinned, but I think I can bring my... I can also just push. And is that kind of annoying? What does he do then? He jumps over here. That's actually probably good for him. If I can't take, but if I defend, take, here, I think we're going to just go for this. Now it's flexible. I can castle this way. I needed to develop that light square bishop. We're doing it in such a way that it defends this. So if we do see this capture, I guess I take back with the knight. If he takes, my bishop's in the middle of the board. He could then hit me like this, and I would be pinned to the king. So, boom. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you do get lucky. But you know what? If I not sacrifice, but if I take this knight, he has to castle this way. And this bishop's looking at this side of the board. And this knight's getting ready to go to this side of the board. So it makes me believe that if I just step forward with 3 minutes on the clock, if I just step forward and castle this way, yes. Like he gets to play a5 first, but we're gonna castle and we're gonna launch. We are gonna launch. And I've been trying to play chess more like this because, for one, I want to just get better at chess. And attacking in chess is very important. I'm afraid to jump forward because once the bishop moves, I have no retreating squares and I can't push this pawn. So here, here, here. You go somewhere. Let's just do it. I don't think it's a blunder. And I need to be playing a tad bit faster. This knight is imprisoned on the edge of the board. But luckily I haven't stepped over with my king. So evacuating to d2 is going to be the option. But this pawn is just, oof. This is a problem. We get fancy with this knight. I could just take, actually. Let's do that. He gets this open file, and I am getting attacked. So I can go here, but then he steps back. So what about this pawn push like this? Does that make any sense? What about this? I think I'm getting attacked. Not I think, I know. Here, 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 and it's just checkmate. If I push, he can just take. Then I take, then he takes with check, and it's not so great. I'm a little bit sandwiched right now. Can I force this trade? He goes, I spent way too long. I got 1 minute. That was such a stupid decision. Hopefully we just trade all of these pieces. Here, here, here. Boom, boom. We go to the middle of the board. The knight wants to come in. We push a pawn to stop it. Yeah, we had to do that. We fragilely step forward with the king to defend that. We then will have a rook that can slide over. I think we push. I think we push and attack the queen. And now his knight sucks. My king is not safe, but we're stepping over like this. Here to defend this. 1 minute. Okay. We're doing okay. I think I want to bring my rook over here. We pin the queen. We pin the queen. A blunder immediately. And I saw that in literally a fraction of a second. I'm so good at chess. We're going to take this pawn. If he takes, we take with the rook. We take this with check. We then step back. Fork right here. And I lose. There was definitely a fork. I need to do something. $40 seconds. I need to be playing faster. Did that even get rid of the fork 100%? We're going to just trade. Trade. Rook here. If he doesn't trade, I'm coming into the position, I believe. We need to trade this rook. If he trades this rook right now, he's guaranteed to lose. We step forward. We're threatening this. We step back. He can get this pawn. Check. Here. Check. He can take. But it's going to get scary for you, bro. 30 seconds. Here. check with the rook. We're going to go here. The knight is pinned. He can hit me with a check, but I'm going to wiggle up. Like check here. There's this check. I'll maintain defense. We go here. 20 seconds, you can grab this pawn, but this is a huge threat over here. His rook is being annoying. There's no checks with the knight. He's got a lot of available moves, so I don't know. Can I pre-move this? Like, what if he plays this? I think I could pre-move this. We do this. We get the rook. He's got a lot of legal squares. We're going to give him a check. Slide the rook here. He's got legal moves. He's got legal moves. Always check that. If he pushes or whatever, it's checkmate over here. We step here. Legal moves in the position. Checkmate. You always got it. I was worried about this check because I don't want him to run out of legal moves. Like, you can absolutely get give me a moment. You can absolutely stalemate in these positions. And so, man, I was trying to attack the young man and just look. So for one, we're in an opening. You don't see this too often, okay? I think that this is an appropriate response. I think all of this is completely equal. We get here, we castle opposite, and I was a little bit worried about losing this game because there's a lot of stuff going on, and it proved that this open A file was a little bit scary, but literally I made like a few moves to hide my king in the middle of the board. King defense right there. Look at this. King defense. This is checkmate on the board if I don't do something. We push the pawn. We slide around, and he made this blunder. You gotta be careful when your king and your queen are on the light square diagonal, and I have a light square bishop. Like, just, you gotta be. And he made that blunder with a lot of time on the clock. So he does this, like, one move before, it's just an attack on the queen. And he should be aware of his queen is going to get attacked, and you should just know, like, okay, well, if I do, then I only have a few squares that I can even go to that are not attacked. So you gotta, I guess you could trade the queens, worst case scenario, but either way, we got the queen. Right here, he could have played this, and then I have to take the knight. Then he takes it with the rook. Oh, no, he can't. The knight is very conveniently pinned. So there was this definite fork that exists, but I didn't see that it was pinned. Okay, so I'm talking about light diagonals, dark diagonals, whatever. We trade off some stuff. We get into the position. He's being really annoying with his rook. We sacrifice his pawn because I knew that just one more check is going to be a good idea. It draws the king more into the middle. We get another check because of it. We pin the knight, this, and then this idea here does not work because when I take, the rook does not see the queen. So you can't get rid of the check. If I took with the rook, then it would work. Then you take, and it would have worked. And you would have got the rook for free. But you can shield like this, and then I'm taking. So that's just a little tactic. How far are we in? 35 minutes. We're going to do a 5+3, I believe. And let's just see how well we fare. Ah. 1737. Belgium. E4. The Scandinavian. Nobody likes this opening, bro. Okay, we trade the queens. We take with the knight because if you take with the bishop, he has like immediate ideas to attack. His knight kind of wants to come forward. I got to do something with this knight. So putting it in the middle of the board seems to actually make sense. But I think first, I mean, this is where my knowledge stops. Normally they bring this knight. We're going to step over here. This is my square now. We're going to develop this bishop. We're going to push this pawn. We're going to develop this bishop, push this pawn. And we're just going to play a queenless game. And so we're going to grind it on down. He does have like some freaky ideas like this, but I can just castle. So we're going to push this 1 square. We need to be able to develop. He can jump into the middle, but you know what? I think I can jump in first. And he does also have this idea, but I can step back with my bishop. He will get my bishop. We're attacking his bishop. So that hung the bishop. I take the bishop. He hits me with check. I step up. He takes my rook. And I'm just pretty sure that he's going to get my rook for these 2 pieces, which I think is good for me. Right? So, boom, boom. I can even step up this way. If you hit me with a check, I block. You step back. I develop. No. I need to maintain touching this square. Boom, boom, here. You take the rook. I step up. We're doing it. Then I push forward. There's no other way to attack without pushing forward, so I have to push forward. He attacks my knight. We're going to have to do something with my knight. Like, go here. Then go here. There's a check. There's a check. I'm scared. I can block, but he blocks. 3 minutes against 5. If I step this way, I think this side is going to be safer. I just lost the game. Definitely just lost the game. What on earth was I calculating right there? Like, check. Step here, bro. Step here. I completely forgot my king was preventing. Oh. He hits me with a check. We step forward. He castles. I lose the game. Even this doesn't work because he just comes over and destroys me. So maybe I gotta like make a move like this. I'm just down in exchange. I'm trying not to cry. I can grab this pawn. I just feel like I have to do it. He comes over here. Okay. I can also attack this pawn. And he's kind of forced into pushing. Here. We pin it. You go here with check. Ugh. This would work. This would work. But there's check. I go here. No. I want the rook to stay there. I want this to stay there. He sees it now. There's nothing I can do about it. I think we step back. Please try and escape this way. You can escape with a check. Then I step up. I really need this. Castling would get out of it. If I get this, then we are in a game of chess. Completely equal. Actually, I would be winning at that point because I got the bishop instead of the knight. He can jump over here. We got to do something with this rook. He hits us with a check. We step forward. He doubles the rooks. Yep, we step forward. My king is going to have to aid in the attack. I feel like I just have to trade that. What else am I supposed to do? He can double and infiltrate. Oh, I needed that, and he saw it too. I push this pawn. He can pretty much force me to trade the rook. And if I lose the rook, I'm in a lot of trouble. There is like an 80% chance. And one thing you might not know about chess is the way that when you're looking at it with Stockfish and it says like you have a +3 advantage, that's basically like a percent of what's the probability that you win in this position. Essentially, is kind of one way to look at it. And so it's like if you have a +9, it's like you are very likely to win. Okay. We attack. You come in. I could just attack here. That's a really like committal move. But this one actually might do some stuff. We attack. You step back. I push. You jump in. Here, here, here. Not convinced. Here with a check. Here. Here. Oh, that's not going to work. I don't know what to do. I literally just like have to make a move. He can come in. He's attacking this pawn. Plain and simple, we're going to defend it. Probably will push this way. Check, take. He can do like this. And I would have to defend like that, which is so disgustingly ugly. There's no hope, but if I went ahead and blundered, I didn't really blunder. I just kind of calculating wrong is a blunder, but it wasn't like a straightforward blunder. I think we're going to trade with this. He takes back. We push. He can launch check, and then even his pawns are doing a little bit of attacking. Maybe I slide like this. Do I dare go for something like this? 3 minutes against 47 seconds. There's just no way. I have a losing position. I have less time to think about my moves. I'm not trying to be pessimistic, but sometimes you got to be realistic. We attack this dude. He can't go here. It would be a blunder. We step back. I don't know what else I was supposed to do. Pin. At some point, maybe I can sacrifice a pawn, and he steps over, and then I get a pass pawn. Maybe I could make things complicated, but I think he can kind of... He's trying to play on the pieces. I think he could literally just bring his rook and push, 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 push. And, like, what am I going to do about that? Probably I can't do much. And... like, I can have, like, a tempo winning move on this rook. Like, if I attack the rook would have to go here. I can then attack the rook again. The rook would go somewhere. I can hit him with this check. So here, does that make sense? That's what I see immediately. Check. Check. Block with the rook. I hit you with the check. If you take, I win the rook. If you step up, I hit you with check. Oh, you can run this way. Here, here, here. Really can't be trading rooks in a situation like this. I'm going to be honest with you. Here, here, push. King comes here. I don't think I'm going to be able to save it. We step like this. 13 seconds. Oh my god. I only have 3 seconds each move. This pawn is weak now. I need to push it. I'm so scared. I can grab this pawn. This bishop sucks. Now he's gated out by this guy. Maybe I go like this. Defended by this. Here. Here. Pushing this seems... I think we're just going to take. Not even going to calculate anything. We step forward. We're attacking the knight. The knight comes here. This is defended. I'm ready to defend. This guy's under attack. Attacking this pawn. We take the rook. He gets out with the knight. I attack this pawn. He can't come forward. I'm attacking this pawn. He can push forward his check, but then I step in and maybe we got some hope. I can also attack this. We're going to step forward. I think that does like 2 things. We're then going to push this pawn so he can't push this pawn. He's going to attack this. We're going to defend it with the bishop. I'm so scared of like a fork. I think I step in. I'm all of a sudden winning somehow. I'm going to be honest, I didn't calculate anything towards the end. We're going to step here. This is a pass pawn. Please take it, bro. Please. It's defended. And I can attack this, and you have no way of defending it as well. I think we're going to take this. We step all the way back. He can take this. If he takes this, he loses. If he takes this, he comes back over here. We step in. In the moment where he steps something like this, he's going to get this. I'm up 2 pawns, bro. I don't know what to do. He's going to get this. Right. I'm going to go here. I'm so scared. We step here. I forked. He comes over here. I step up. Then he sacrifices. Oh my god. If he takes, he might even be losing. Here. Here. We step up. Defended. My pawns are too far advanced. If he took, I think I was just losing. I might just grab. Or push. I think we take a step forward. If he comes here, we take this. He takes this with check. I'm going to scoot my bishop back 1 more square. Just to avoid nonsense of forks. Because my king here is a fork. We're going to take this. The king is guarded off. I'm attacking these squares. So he can push forward, but he can't come over to stop this one. So he gets in front. But I'm just going to take this. I'm going to push forward. His knight has to block this one. His king has to block this one. I'm pushing this pawn. 12 seconds on the clock. And all I have to do is not lose on time for 1. It's a draw no matter what. I'm going to push. He can go here. Here, sacrifice here. And it's going to be a little bit annoying. We're going to go here. If this happens, we check him away and then make a queen. So he goes here. That's check. No nonsense. He can go here. We check the moves. He can go here. We hit him with a check. Literally, I just don't want to lose on time. So we're going to make a box. We're making a box. I'm so scared of stalemating, bro. 17 seconds? Okay, we have put together some time. Make a box this way. We bring the king. We hit him again. I'm so frazzled from that game that I don't know how to checkmate with a king. and a queen. So we're just doing it like this, okay? Go to the corner. He's locked in these two squares. I bring the king. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was... What on earth was that game? I don't even know what to think. That was so epic. I can't believe I won that. I don't think I deserved that. Maybe the end game, I did deserve that, but that took some gosh darn know-how in this position. That was one of my most favorite games of chess because I was so lost. Huge blunder here. Take. Obviously, it opens up this file. He wants his knight to go here. I get checked. Why did I step away? This is the square that needs to be covered. I literally stepped away and let go of this square. The knight gets out, and I'm just so lost here. We step forward a little bit, and I literally am just wiggling, praying for something. This knight kind of disconnected. Then he sacrificed down the exchange. He didn't need to do that because it's not like he was winning by that much. He was just up in exchange, and now he trades down in exchange. And so essentially, you know what? We're going to end this part of the video. We're going to look at the analysis. So let's go to the analysis, and then I'm going to actually look at this game a little bit more in depth. Okay? So I'll see you over there. Oh boy, was that a doozy. And if you've made it this far in the video, then I'm literally like emotional right now. Like if you saw, I just got quiet. I couldn't even checkmate with the king and the queen because it was like I was in such a losing position for such a long time. And then it just all of a sudden, he traded back the exchange in an end game, and oh my god. So there were a couple ideas that I missed. So the main blunder, everything that I did made sense. So here, you're actually supposed to take with the bishop. I always thought you took with the knight because you don't want to get hit with this. And then your bishop gets attacked. And then this is attacked. So that's kind of what I saw from a distance, is you want to avoid that because then my bishop is... So you can actually take with whatever, and the computer says anything is fine. No matter what move you play, you're fine. We get this. And this is a blunder because it literally just hangs this. And you're basically trading the bishop and the knight for my rook. And so, and a pawn, potentially 2 pawns. So it's not actually terrible. I'm supposed to defend by pushing 2, but everything is fine. We're still good. It's an equal position. We're now attacking the knight. He trades, we trade, and he hits us with this check. And he could have even castled into this check. So that would have just been cool for our opponent to like castle and check and then operation save the knight. The whole reason my king is here, like, do you remember? I did all of this calculation, and I was like, oh, what about blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh yeah, I got to go here to defend the escaping square. So I put my king there. I literally like said that and thought that, putting my king here. Then a few moves later, my king has to move, and I'm like, huh, maybe I should just stop touching the most important square. The whole reason my king is on this square getting checked. Didn't think about it. I could have even blocked the bishop, and my king stays planted firm. So if we look at the computer, I'm simply down in exchange. So it's a -1, but I got a pawn. We're scooting around, and I grab another pawn. So now all of a sudden, the material difference is only 1 point of material difference. If you can see it at the very top, I know it's like cut off small over here. It's not that big of a difference. So we're scooting around. We get hit with checks. I don't need to show you everything here. We're getting some mistakes. He steps back, and this is kind of a pivotal moment. He had the opportunity to infiltrate with his rook. He could have either gone in all the way or questioned my rook and made my rook do something, and then simply you bring the knight, you trade this off, and if I try and do something fancy, then you're able to just bring the other rook with check or whatever. So this is a blunder because this tactical sequence. So I was even just explaining you could go here. You got to go here and question my rook, because basically what you do to win this game is you get rid of my rook, because rook versus bishop, like rook and knight versus, we got the same number of pieces, just your pieces are better. And so if you trade off the best one in this situation, I'm toast, okay? Because then it's no good. Then you got a rook and a knight versus a bishop, and that loses like always. If it's like rook versus bishop, it's not that losing. You can save yourself sometimes. So this tactical sequence, I attack. If you directly go here, you get pinned. And if you go all the way back, then I hit you with a check, and I force the king back to then get this pin. So there's a tactical sequence that I just missed. And so that would have been hard to find. I like then hit him with the check and then hit him with the pin. Didn't see it. Didn't see it. So we slide forward with the check. Now my bishops are actually really active and I'm winning. And what the heck is going on here? Did that even happen? Okay, we trade. We push forward. The knight comes in. I know that I don't want to trade this, but there's just another tactic right here. He can take, and I can't really take back. Or if I do, then I just lose my bishop. So he would get a pawn. He would get all of this for trading the knight. So that's all he had to do. But instead, I attack him. He scoots up. I step back. Same idea still here. Still applies, where you would basically grab everything. But now I get active, and it's an equal position. My rook is on the 7th rank. I have 2 passed pawns. Don't forget about that. And then you don't have a lot of pawns or minor pieces to protect your king. So, like, my bishops are actually really deadly because there's nothing to get in the way of them other than really the rooks and the knight. And so, correctly, I play the best move. What we're trying to do is pry away the defense of the rook. We do this, and he has to step back. I stepped back because I knew trading the rook here was a terrible idea, and our opponent blunders. And believe it or not, I'm still winning here because this pass pawn is so strong, and my rook is so strong. Like, I'm going to be able to grab this pawn, and yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. And I have a winning position. It's +2. Never would have believed it. So he goes down the exchange, which is actually the second best move. The other best move is to just move the rook. But he goes down the exchange, and then all of a sudden, it's not looking so good. He brings the rook forward, and now I have a +8. For one, I could just grab the knight. I didn't see that. I can just grab the knight. I saw that it was hanging, but I also thought my rook was hanging. I didn't see that the pawn defends it. And so we trade, but now I've got these extra pawns, or one extra pawn, but they're both passed pawns. So I've got a lot of compensation. So we push forward, and not only that, you have 2 pawns on dark squares, and you have a knight versus my more active king, and I have a bishop. So I'm just like crushed. So he could have tried to figure this out. We do this to prevent this, but it didn't really prevent it all that much because eventually my king went away and you could sacrifice to push this pawn. But whatever, it is what it is. We scoot the king in, we grab a pawn, we get hit here, we scoot back to the corner of the board. He takes our pawn, we take his pawn, he jumps in. We scoot the king closer because he can't really take here. Even if my king lets go of it, if you take this pawn, I'm just going to take, and then I have still this passed pawn, and I'll at some point scoot my king around, distract you with this pawn, and take these pawns and promote these pawns. I literally won a game in this exact same position, just minus everything, just this, and a king, and our kings. And I literally won this position in my most recent long format video, where I sacrifice this pawn, and I step in to grab these ones. And so he takes the pawn. What I needed to realize is he's attacking my bishop, so it's hard not to just like move the bishop somewhere. Obviously, that is like the knee-jerk reaction, just move the bishop. It's being attacked. I don't want to lose it for free. But this king can't stop this pawn. Like, if I push this pawn, he can't scoot here. He can't scoot here. He has literally no way of defending this pawn. He can't stop it. So I needed to realize, like, pushing this pawn is the right move. Don't hate myself for not seeing it. I mean, I spent 1 second on this move and had 10 seconds on the clock. So I hung a fork, but by the grace of God, he can't actually take for the same situation. Like, so we're good to go. We scoot in, king active. We push the pawn. We take the pawn. He gets behind. His knight is now doing the job of stopping this pawn. His king is now doing the job of stopping this pawn. And unfortunately, I have an extra pawn over here. So there's really no way that I lose this. He does get the pawn. There's a lot of things I can do here, but pushing this is the easiest. He goes here. I could have just taken the knight, because it's not stalemate. He could have stepped over. This is not a queen yet, but we take with the queen, and I literally just, no funny business, 9 seconds on the clock. You get rid of the knight, okay? I'm going to make a queen. I'm going to checkmate you. You don't have to get fancy. I don't get fancy. I've lost so many games for just like letting something stay on the board, so I just get rid of it. You got less than 10 seconds. You don't want to blunder. You make sure they have a legal move. You hit them with a check. I go all the way over here, so I know that you have a bunch of legal moves. And we just reconvene, and we're pushing the king this way. That is what we're doing, because this guy's over here. We're pushing you here. So I even put the bishop here. So now the bishop is no longer even going to infiltrate with where I'm trying to checkmate the king. That is why I played like this, because my general game plan was to like boom, boom, boom with my king and bring my queen and get the king over here. That was the plan, or over here. And either one is going to work because my bishop doesn't see it. So this was an 84 move game. It absolutely did not need to be. I took a lot of moves here that I could have done way faster, but my heart was beating so fast. I didn't want to blunder that. I think I played like 6 or something games in a row. If you made it this far, you're an absolute legend. If you like that game, if you simply like watching my chess, please subscribe. I'm trying to reach 1,000, and it is a slow grind. So I'm going to try and get better at playing chess, try and get better at making these videos. That was a lot of fun. Thank you for letting me play for you. I love you. Check out some of my other videos. Leave a comment. I'm sure I missed a lot of things, and we didn't even analyze the games that were shorter because there were blunders left and right. So either way, thank you so much for watching. Get out of here, and I'll see you next time. Bye.